Hello, this is Alekius, and welcome back to another episode of Automation Kiev Motors, where last time we ended off with silliness and shenanigans. I've been poking around to find out what I really wanted to build next, and I think what we want to do is we do want a facelift to add in Fruinia everywhere. Except it's not too important because we don't have the money yet. But we did want to get this new 1960s sedan put in there. For that, can't use fiberglass or aluminum, no mass production. Corrosion resistant steel is really expensive. Just regular steel. We have availability of the light truck monocoque, but why use it? It's heavy. Again, corrosion resistant steel, very expensive, and galvanized steel requires a specific factory extension. Double wishbone for suspension should be good. Thinking a new engine. Want to build our knowledge. Let's see, do I want it to be push rod? It's going to be too big. I have to bring it down. Get down to 80%. That'll do. And that gives us an inline 4 cast 58 by 77, 2 valve overhead valve for push rods. We'll look at the cast iron first. I have a feeling we'll go forged. And if we do forged on one, we're probably going to want to do forged on all. We want our eco carb. We're going to want to double all the way down. I've been finding 40 works for this one. Long tubular. There we go. There's a basic idea. Now, do forged, that actually helps our octane value. Not that we really need it for this level of RPM. These other ones, they reduce weight, make it a little smoother, cost less, takes a bit more to produce. Question is it worth it for the extra production time? Extra production time is extra wages, is extra cost, overall cost in the end. Really, it's the weight savings, because I have a feeling this production unit outweighs the material cost. We'll go for cast crank, cast con rods, but we'll splurge on the pistons. Oh, but that's a whole sub factory for Forge Works. Yeah, we'll keep it around. Let's see. Yeah, that reduces fuel economy. Bump that up one tick. And we're not getting much benefit increase in performance until right there. Go with 5200. Really hurts our fuel economy if we increase the diameter. No benefit from adding a muffler. Decibel levels is below 70, that's kind of my limit. I want to see how that turns out. So that'll give us less cooling, more smoothness, less performance. No thanks. Keep the performance. Bump up the cam profile. Can we add some more ignition timing? Not quite. Maybe if we add a little bit more. Same fuel efficiency, slightly more power. Okay, let's bump up the ignition timing one more. That's better fuel efficiency. Any improvement going down? No, because we go over the wrong limit. We eke out a little bit more performance. Bump the compression up. No improvement. Drop it down. No improvement. Well, focusing mostly on the fuel efficiency. We do get a small boost in performance, but it's not really worth it. We'll bump the cam profile just a little bit more. Yeah, we're getting diminishing returns now. Keep it there. Engine sounds always delightful. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Gotta go to edit the engine. This is an 08 Eco 29. Now we can edit the trim. I think I'm gonna call this the Zero. Gonna take a look at the car, and not gonna need much trunk space. Yes. As for what we're targeting, thank you for not being helpful, game. I believe it's city budget. No, commuter budget. Well, that's a bit of a wrinkle. Make the trunk look a little bit like that. Maybe pull it out slightly. Now I have a little bit of space to work with. Give it a little bit more cabin space. Scrunch the roof a little bit. Same for the front. Looks a little funny, but I kind of like it. It looks like a city car or something. Worry about the paint job later. Probably going to be a manual. We'll worry about the top speed later. Spacing I want to set to 40 initially. Probably be an open differential. It's nice and cheap. Try the medium compound. I think we had a lot of success with that last time. Fairly small tires. Bring the tire diameter down. Rim size up. Those are pretty narrow tires. We'll see if they work out. See if we can do the solid disc. None. Airflow. Probably 100. Basic. None. None. Standard 50s. Standard. Voila. Oh, wow. Pretty good in the family utility. You want commuter budget, though. That's the big market when I was looking at the spreadsheet. Speaking of the spreadsheet, been working on it some. Looks a little different. You can kind of see the categories I was really looking at. And I wanted available size, large, smallest. Purple ones are the ones we already had covered. These are kind of the proposed models I was thinking of, and kind of a calculation of how much I expected to capture based on the affordability, how much market share I already had, and kind of the score, where the scalar came from. I was looking at the commuter B market. Tried splitting it up and trying to get, okay, let's get a fancier commuter one. Let's try to get delivery. Let's get family. It just became too much, and especially with our facelifts, I didn't see it really happening. But to facilitate all of that, I had to add some more columns in here. So that for each country I had how many, market awareness, budget spread, that was the same. Market share's new, I think. And then we needed the full amount, full size. And that's calculating, alright, this is the amount of market I have available to me. So this 3,005 cars, $10 million. If I had full awareness in Archana, I'd have access to 10,000 family budget cars and 31 million. And using that, I added in a few columns over here and got this whole new segment. I'm excited, happy to use it. I revert it back to the normal. I was figuring I'd get about 2,000 of these sold for about $6.5 million in the various categories. That's what we're really aiming for. Going back to our trim, I want to get back to tweaking it a little bit. I don't think they're going to benefit. Yeah, the automatic's just too expensive. Rear-wheel drive isn't popular, it's too heavy. Multiple gears, not too keen on that one. Of course, they're going to want a ton of overdrive. I'm kind of limiting myself to 20 miles an hour over whatever it's listed. I'll put us at 93. Spacing, of course, they want longer gears. We're not going to do that. They'll make it undrivable in BeamNG. Really don't want to encounter that again. Confirm for myself. Well, that makes very little difference, actually. Makes it more expensive, though. I care about the affordability. Tires. Not much improvement there. I know just swapping it to see how this adjusts isn't the best way, because it really messes with the drivability. Wow. That's really close. I'm looking at how the score changes and where the drivability is at. Okay, gauge. Okay, how much did it drop in drivability? How much did it drop in score? Can we get away with that? We should switch to, a little bit of a boost. It's easily correctable. Switch to brakes, and maybe not the solid. Maybe even regular? No, that's too low. Well, maybe it isn't. I'm gonna flat out. Oh wow. Oh, we can use that. Excellent. There's a bunch of score. Getting a little bit down there. And yeah, they'll let us get away with a little bit more. Any benefit to increasing front brakes? No. No. Can we get to 150 this way? No. So use a 2-shoe drum. 33 pad type. Alright, 32. That's a really soft pad. Alright, 30. I'm not gonna go past that. Take down the cooling airflow. See if that really changes things. Let's take a look. 75 and 100. More utility. Fuel economy suffers slightly. Very marginal changes. Let's go with the 80. Now, actually, 51. I think they want 4 at a minimum. Could try a bench seat. Bench seat is no good. Nothing for entertainment. Hydraulic. Nope. No power steering. Progressive springs. It's very good for comfort. Also adds to the cost. Not by a ton. Hurts the utility. They care about utility? Not really. Hurts the reliability and cost, though. I think we'll leave it. And we'll look. Nope, wrong way. Bring it down a little bit. Maybe. No, that might work. Nope, that hurt it. Alright, so we're looking at 1.6 front, 1.8 in the rear, or 1.4 1.4 in the front, 1.8 in the rear. By shifting the dampers, softer in the front, softer in the rear. Take down the sway bars. A lot of happiness there. 152.9, 153.1. Yep, there we go. The sweet spot right there. And that's 250 pounds per person. Any benefit to lowering that? Yes. I don't want to go below 800, 200 per person. This puts us at quite a bit different from my test model. All along the stats. I don't mind though. And some of it might be the body shaping. Look at the markets. Pretty happy with those. Hits a few categories. Test track. We'll see what she does around the track. A little bit slow on the pickup. To be expected with short gearing. I think 46.15. Good grief. I'm actually going to write that down for... Well, I guess it won't matter anytime soon. Just looking at the... spreadsheet for BeamNG. Yeah, I think CMB, commuter budget, go for the market we're targeting. What I'm missing is fixtures, which I haven't done in a while. Not on screen. Actually, we're hitting the 60s. I want squares or circles. I think with the blocky look, we might do these squares on this one. Gonna look super awkward. A little bit bigger, a little bit wider. It looks kind of 80s-ish to me. Maybe an in-between, like rounded one. Oh, those are big. I think I might be okay with those. I think they look a little bit silly. But that's okay. I'm gonna do squares on the front. I'm gonna do squares on the back. That they'll be rounded. wow, that's too big. Shrink them down a little bit. Squeeze them. Maybe make them a little taller, thinner. There's our brake lights. Then we need our indicators. Still put them on the sides. We're going to go above the curve. That way all the electronics kind of route through here on the side of the engine. Okay, I'm comfortable with that one. Onto the grill. We are in Archana. So I'm looking for something looks a little bit grumpy. I think we went with this one last time. Things are looking good for Kiev motors though. Want something that says, okay, I can run through some shrubs, go briefly off-roading, and the radiator will be fine. It may look a little silly, but I'm looking at this one. That'll be good for the radiator. Not looking for any vents, scoops, windows, lips. Fuel cap. We'll do right about there. Just above the right rear wheel well. Handles. This time I'm kind of feeling looking at these ones for the latch. But I'm also kind of looking for with a big honking push button on it. There we go. These are door releases. Actually, let's raise them up above that curve. That's how you open the doors. We'll go back. I liked it for the last one, so I'm going to use it for this one. Do a pull tab for the pull latch for the trunk. Should latch somewhere close to the bottom. It's going to push the license plate down there. Mirrors. Let's get a little bit more obnoxious. Do pseudo square ones. No radio, so we don't need a radial. We'll go for eco plate. There we go. Who doesn't like bumper bars? many to choose from each time. You know what? I'm going to leave them off this time. I think it'll be fine. Tire-wise, we want something basic and plain. Not too basic. Looks a little funky. Looks too fancy. Could, but that almost looks like racing tires. Looks like it might be in the 60s, maybe. Didn't even see the slats on the side of that one. There's a couple of variations there. There we go. Nice and basic. Was there a miscellaneous fixture I wanted? A couple I have used before. I'm happy with that though. Oh, paint job. Yes, we need a paint job. What color does a budget commuter vehicle look like? Wow, nailed it in one. Do we want any accents on it? Body paint slots, we have. Primary body, we got that. Not going to change the color on the trunk or hood. Secondary. Oh, the riser. We'll make that black. Do we want to chrome it? Chrome all the windows. Chrome's popular this time of year. Trim slots then. Apply there. Yeah. Don't have convertible brakes. No bumpers to paint. Not gonna do anything fancy. Plain old steel for the wheels. Oh, that's hideous. There we go, our fixtures are done. And once we've done that, we can export the car. Be ready in Beam for whenever the production year ends up being. Exit out of that.